My ex who cheated just reached out. Now her life is falling apart, and she wants me back. A little over a year ago, I was in a serious 3-year relationship with Haley, 27F. Everything seemed great between us, at least from my perspective. We were talking about moving in together, and even had casual conversations about marriage someday. Around that time, I started getting into fitness and introduced Haley to my personal trainer, Jake, 30M. Jake was a super charismatic guy, and he and Haley hit it off. I didn't think much of it. I just assumed they had a good trainer-client relationship. After a few months of them working together, Haley started acting more distant. She'd be busy after her workouts, not coming home until late, and her phone would suddenly always be on Do Not Disturb. I asked her about it, but she brushed me off, saying I was being paranoid. Well, turns out I wasn't paranoid. One night, Haley left her phone on the counter while she was showering, and it lit up with text from Jake. Let's just say they weren't talking about meal plans or workout routines. I confronted her immediately, and she broke down, admitting she'd been cheating with him for months. She told me she fell in love with Jake and that it wasn't about me. It was just something she couldn't help. She packed her things and moved in with him within a week. That was the worst time of my life. It felt like my entire world had been ripped apart. I blocked her on everything and focused on picking up the pieces of my life. Therapy, gym, hanging with friends. I slowly started to move on, even though it left a deep scar. Then, out of the blue, a few days ago, she reached out to me on a new number. At first, I wasn't going to reply, but curiosity got the better of me. She started off saying she missed me, that she's sorry for everything, and that she's made a huge mistake. Apparently, things with Jake went downhill fast. She found out he was cheating on her. Oh, the irony. They've broken up, and now she's stuck, lonely, and miserable. She even admitted she's been thinking about me for months, but was too ashamed to reach out sooner. She said she realizes what she had with me was real, and that she wants to make things right. She claimed she's willing to do anything to prove she's changed, and asked if we could meet up to talk. Here's the thing. Part of me still has some feelings for her, but another part of me is screaming to block her again and never look back. I don't know if I can ever trust her after what she did, but hearing her sound so broken on the phone stirred something up in me. Maybe it's pity, maybe it's nostalgia, or maybe I'm just an idiot. So here I am, trying to figure out if I should hear her out or tell her to stay in the past where she belongs. What would you do? And now for the top comments. What could she possibly say that would make you stupid enough to trust her? If you take her back, when she cheats again, and she will, it's on you. OP, you're probably a good guy and want to be her knight in shining armor. Don't. She can figure her life out just fine. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Listen to the person, OP. Also, when you were having the worst time of your life, did she reach out and make sure you were okay? No. She is now trying to weasel back into your life because she needs help. OP, when you were having the worst time of your life, she was blissfully sucking this guy off and playing house with him. She only came back because he dumped her, not because she genuinely loves you or is remorseful. She'd still be happily riding him and being his happy homemaker if he hadn't cheated. Update. We met up yesterday for coffee. I went in not really knowing what to expect. Part of me wanted closure, and part of me was still curious about what she had to say. We ended up talking for a couple of hours, and honestly, it was a lot to process. Haley started by apologizing. She admitted that leaving me for Jake was the biggest mistake of her life, and she's been paying for it ever since. Without going into too many details, she explained how things between them weren't as perfect as she thought they'd be, and their relationship eventually crashed and burned. She's been struggling mentally, emotionally, and financially. It's been a rough year for her. But here's the part one wasn't prepared for. She also brought up a lot of issues in our relationship that I never really considered. She admitted that cheating was 100% wrong and entirely her fault, but she said she felt like I wasn't always the best boyfriend either. According to her, I didn't make her feel appreciated, and she resented me for that. She mentioned that I was emotionally distant at times, more focused on my work or hobbies, and that she often felt like she wasn't a priority. Hearing this hit hard. I didn't see myself that way, but looking back, I can see where I might have dropped the ball. I thought I was being a good partner, but maybe I was blind to some of her needs. Haley said she spent a lot of time reflecting and realizes she should have communicated her feelings instead of stepping out. After everything, she asked if we could try again. She claims she's learned from her mistakes and wants to rebuild what we had. She said she's willing to take things slow and prove she's changed. Here's the thing, I'm torn. On one hand, I've done a lot of healing over the past year, and I don't know if I can, or should, go back. On the other hand, hearing her admit her mistakes and explain her side of things stirred something in me. Maybe it's closure, maybe it's sympathy, or maybe it's old feelings creeping back. I honestly don't know. Now I'm left wondering what to do. Part of me wants to move on and leave her in the past, but another part of me is questioning whether we both made mistakes that could be fixed now that we've grown. I also can't tell if she's just trying to ease her guilt or if there's a genuine chance to rebuild something better. What would you do? Is it worth trying to rebuild, or should I leave the past where it belongs? And now for the top comments. OP, if you take her back, she will know that she can cheat on you again because there are no consequences. How would you ever be able to trust her again? You have feelings for the girlfriend you thought she was, not who she really is. The girlfriend you loved didn't cheat on you. This girl did just that. Can't turn feelings off like a switch. That being said, OP needs to act rationally. He's nothing more than a plan B. If the other guy hadn't cheated, his ex would be blissfully happy. My guy, she was manipulating you. LOL. If you weren't a great boyfriend, why is she coming back to you now? Tell her, sorry, I was such a shit boyfriend to you. I didn't know. But the good news is, you're now free to find someone better. Good luck. Like, if you were so bad she started resenting you, why even want you back? OP, never take a cheater back. Yes, you may not have been the perfect boyfriend, no one is, but nothing warrants cheating, and the way she basically said that to you shows to me that deep down, she is still the same. She is trying to shift some blame to you even if she says she is not. End this foolishness, bro.